Okay, so I officially have not given you a walkthrough of the garden and everything that I've grown so far. So I'm gonna do that in here. I'm gonna enter in the golden gates. All right, so we're gonna start over here. You've probably already seen my kale video where I harvest kale for the first time, but we're gonna make it official. So here, this first row, we have all kale. We have Russian kale. Only have just 4 Russian kale plants. And then all the way down there we have 8 Premier kale. I've been experimenting with leaving the nets off, because normally I would have the nets on these crops here, but I decided to go ahead and just kind of let it fly, because one day we're gonna have bigger and better, and we can't net everything. So I've harvested kale, I'd say maybe, this will be my 7th time, by the way. This will be my 7th time harvesting kale, so I figured, you know, it's okay, let's just see what happens. Okay, so in the second row, we have, right here, we have the collard greens. So these are all collard greens all the way down. And I've harvested those, I say, 5 times. Super excited. My in-laws are visiting, so they want some collard greens. So I'm gonna pick these collard greens and I'm gonna cook them.
They ain't the only one.
I know. And then of course we have, I don't think I still say it right, but nasturtiums.
I think it's
Nasturtiums?
nasturtiums. No, nasturtiums.
Ooh, we don't know, but it's something.
We never pronounce this right.
I do
so.
call it nasty.
Nasties.
But just as a brief.
They're nasty to the bugs.
They are. Okay, so these kind of got out of control. I don't want to say harvest because I don't eat these, but you can eat these. But I have actually chopped these down 3 times. And they just grow very wildly, which is totally fine. These are annual, so it won't come back. Actually, next year we're gonna not have so many of them, but that's a whole different story. Then over here in the back row we have onions.
And the purpose of the nasties is to help keep bugs away, is that right?
That is correct.
Yeah.
Forgot about that. Yep. So then we have onions. So soon enough, these onions are gonna, this is how you know it's time to harvest, is when they're kind of like the tops are flopped over, and also the onions, you see the bulb a little bit more above the surface. So it's getting there.
Starting to see a couple.
But we just need some floppity doppity on the tops there.
Yeah, you can see some of these, Miss Trina.
And technically you can cut those tops off and use them as chives in some soups or salads, or you know, whatever that you're cooking.
Nice.
We've done that a couple times. And then next we have the bush beans. The bush beans are doing fairly well. They are on their way of being harvested here soon. Alyssiums. Alyssiums are also too a plant that deters pests as well. They're doing pretty good. And they smell pretty good as well. All right, so then over here we have chamomile. I kind of planted these a little late in the game, but I needed to put something there, and I was like, you know what, I want some chamomile. All right, let's go back here. Then we have husky cherry tomatoes.
Those are coming in nice.
Yeah, so off and on we have been picking off those orange and red ones, and they have been freaking juicy, man. They were awesome.
Yeah, they have been delicious.
Yeah, I wish they all come in at the same time so we can just like harvest a gang of them, but...
And some of these have gotten big.
Yes.
Well, that's because they're called huskies, right?
Yeah, pretty much. So then we also have it over here as well, cherry tomatoes. And so super excited.
I want to pick one right now and eat it.
Actually, I can do that for you.
Oh, bless your heart.
How about, I saw one, hold on.
Sorry I keep interrupting your walkthrough.
Oh no, not a problem. We'll just keep walking through. I saw a red one.
Yeah, at the bottom there's a few there at the bottom. Yeah, look at that.
Oh, look at this one. This is good enough.
Juicy.
Just kind of wipe it off a little bit there.
Yeah, it's just Mother Nature. I'll eat it.
Here you go,
Thank you, dear.
No problem.
Look at that. Fresh,
Yum,
man.
yum. It's not all the way red, but those we find still taste pretty darn good.
It's pretty good. All right, sorry about that.
Yeah, no problem. Okay, so then we have basil. So it did rain a few days back, so it got a little dirt on it, but it's all right. But we've harvested basil, I'd say maybe 4 times.
Yeah.
And I've dried these basil leaves, and I'm starting to make our pizza seasoning or Italian seasoning. So then over here we have lavender. It takes a while for lavender to grow, so I wasn't expecting, you know, like big old bushy lavender plants or anything like that. Then we have, of course, I'll let you explain these bushes back here, dude.
Oh, yeah, so we just experimented with a grape plant. I'm not sure if we're going to have any success. It's definitely starting to take off. Here's a vine right here. This one here is starting to take off, and then this one over here. So this thing's definitely been growing, but this is of the Himrod variety, Himrod grape, and I read that this is kind of good just for eating. You can also, use this in jelly, I read as well, but we plan just to eat whatever we can get off of this thing. And then we are experimenting, and we planted 2 gooseberry plants here. These are not like the yellow gooseberries. These are more of the red variety, so they're not as tart. They're more sweet. But I did read that the fruit kind of starts out a little bit tart, like with the skin, but then once you start eating it, you definitely have that sweet feature on your palate. And these started taking off here, I can see. So having some nice growth. I don't think we're going to have to trellis these. These seem like they grow up in more of a vertical pattern, which is awesome. But we'll kind of stay tuned for that to see if I need to do any type of trellis for these. Back to you.
All right, so then we also have, of course, our blackberry bushes. These are coming along pretty good. So
I need to prune a little bit.
Yeah, so you should have already, well, there's a video out there, we'll probably link it to this one as well, where we show how he planted these blackberry bushes, so keep an eye out for that.
These two, sorry to interrupt.
Yeah.
These 2 branches here need to be trellised. I was just kind of waiting for them to grow a bit more.
Looks like it's ready.
Yeah, it's ready.
All right, now this one right here, I think we're kind of proud of, because when we first got this one, it was like a little baby runt, but it has fully, for the most part, caught up with its siblings.
Yeah, if you guys watch the video where we planted these in the ground, or I think maybe even when I first created the trellis system, I feel bad now. We were kind of calling this one the runt, but this one's really started to take off. So, you know, it was just a matter of, you know, being patient, making sure that we kept giving it lots of water during that dry spell. There was like a 4 to 6 week period where we didn't have any water at all.
Right. And
so,
I didn't point these out, but those clay, those clay pots there, those are lavenders as well. And there's one on this end as well.
Down there.
Yeah. Now let's go ahead and come over here. And this is the sweet potato patch. We actually planted about 10 and only 5 of them took. And
well, the slips weren't, the 10 slips that we got from the nursery weren't in the best condition. I'm not going to name that nursery. So we ended up, what, keeping 5?
Well, 5, yeah, definitely. And this is the 5 that you see. So they're doing their thing underground there. So
yeah, they're really vining up.
Yay, sweet potatoes.
Yep, first time doing those, man. I hope they turn out okay. I love sweet potatoes.
As do I, dear.
As do you.
As do I. All right, so next we have here the marigolds. Marigolds is also too a plant that deters pests as well. And they have bloomed. I did not know they were going to look like this.
Yeah, they're pretty.
Amazing.
Very pretty.
This one is a little different because it did not flower like the rest
Kind
of
of a
them.
dud, yeah.
Yeah, but it's kind of, you know, cute in its own
Yeah, no,
weird
it's
way.
cool.
Last but not least, I know you're thinking, what? These look dead.
These look hideous, but that's on purpose.
Yeah, these are what we call potatoes. These potatoes are currently growing underground. In fact, they're almost ready to be harvested. So I'd say probably give it about another month and we'll be having some potatoes on our table.
These leaves are starting to brown up and die, which is like an indicator that some of these are ready to come up, right?
Right. Exactly.
They've been in the ground for a minute, right?
Yeah. I think it takes about it could take anywhere from, what is it, 60 to, no, not 60,
90 to 125 days, I think I read, for these varieties.
Yeah.
Man, I hope these come in very nicely too.
Same for this.
We'll do a harvest
potatoes.
video, right?
Yeah.
On the potatoes.
Yeah, so looking forward to that. I did check, you know, they say you could do a little spot check, and I did put my little hand in there and saw a potato already. And I was like, okay, let me hurry up and cover that up because I wanted to continue to grow down underneath. So super excited. So this is our garden. All right, so here is the wheelbarrow mint planter that I created. I believe there was Seth made a video how he made this planter with poking all those holes in there and us putting some soil and also putting these transplanted mints in there. Nice little decorative cups.
Yeah, these are starting to come up.
Yeah, so I've already harvested. Actually, I harvested yesterday, and those are kind of drying now. So I have them in a dark place, hanging upside down to dry. So super excited to jump into that. So there is our garden. It's small, but it's mighty. And when I say small, we wanted to kind of test out, you know, different things and see what we were capable of. And also too, this is our first time gardening in ground, and there was a pool here before. So you can check out the time lapse of our garden, where from start to finish, and you'll see that there was a pool there.
That was a lot of work, wasn't it, babe?
It was a lot of work.
Tearing that dang pool out of there and then having to break up the ground and till it, and
yeah, and put all this here.
tons of cow manure and topsoil, you know, just to get the ground ready.
Yeah, so check that video out. I'm pretty sure he'll link that in there as well. But I really hope you enjoyed this walkthrough, and I'm hoping for next year it'll be, like I said, bigger and better. So thank you so much, and if you'd like this video, please subscribe and give it a like, and leave a few comments if you'd like as well. And until then, we'll see you next time. Bye.